Hello my friends, my name is Lindsay and I run the blog Books for Christian Girls. Welcome to or welcome back to the little corner of the internet. Hi Daisy! Where I talk mainly about Christian fiction while my beagle interrupts the video. Yeah. Hi. No, you can't have my water. The tail that just went across the video. Come here. Come here. Come be on camera with me. Oh, geez, the girl. So we have a book haul to do today. Oh, she's going in her corner. You're going to hang out over there? You can lay right there. Lay right there. Lay right there. Oh, you're so cute. You're joining me. Oh, sleepy girl. So she's joining us in a video. She's joining us in a book haul. Where was I? I don't know. This is a chaotic video already. You're making it chaotic. You know that? That's okay. You're making it cute, too. So here's the deal. I've been randomly buying book outlet orders, and it's always because I have a few books I want to get, and then I need free shipping, obviously. Why would I pay $5 to $8 for shipping when I could get a few more books and get it for free? It's smart thinking. Maybe. So, let's start off with some... Let me just start off with some of these. So here's the deal. This isn't all Christian fiction, but I feel like it's a lot of books a lot of y'all are going to know. So let me know what y'all's thoughts on these books are, if you've read them, if you want to read them, all that kind of thing. Let's go ahead and get started with this stack of yellow books. Okay, so I'm just going to pull these over. It is a good stack. I'm not going to hold them up, y'all. I re-injured my shoulder, so this is not great timing for a book haul. But I've been slowly collecting the Nancy Drew books. Now, I like the flashy yellow ones with the flashlight that are very, like, kind of shiny. These are the ones I grew up reading. And now I never finished the series. I've been kind of wanting to get back into them, or at least own them, because I gave them to a bookstore for book credit years ago. So this is kind of going to become my thing, that if I'm at a bookstore and I don't really see anything I like, that like I have to have, they typically always have a Nancy Drew book or two. So I can just, like, you know, slowly build the collection while supporting different bookstores. In this case, these are all ones that I ordered from Book Outlet. Then they were like $3 each. How am I supposed to say no to that? And I wanted free shipping, so I just added a few to my cart, and I added a few to my cart on each order, and next thing you know, I have 2, 4, 26, 28. So, I mean, there's 62 or 63, I don't remember. I only read to like 50 something, I think, or 40 something, I don't remember. It was a long time ago, but I did really like these. So I would be curious if my opinion is the same, but I thought it'd be nice to start recollecting them. And yeah, there's those. Let me know, did you grow up reading Nancy Drew? I remember there was always a big kind of rivalry between Nancy Drew fans and Trixie Bell. Bless you, Daisy. And Trixie Belden fans. I never read those personally. Come here. There's my girl. Look at the cute little tail. Okay, just stay here. And so I know there was always kind of a rivalry between fans of those two series, so I'd be curious which side you like. I never read the Trixie Belden books, but they always sounded interesting, and I would be curious to try them. But I don't have a big priority for them. Why are you getting your toy? Watch, I'm going to let her out, and then in a few minutes she's going to walk back in. Okay, so now that the beagle has gone out, let's continue on. I just kind of want to show a few of these. I have been like kind of collecting children's stories that I really liked as a child, just because I didn't keep many of them growing up. I traded them in for other books that I wanted at that time, which I get why I did that, but it's kind of a bummer, especially as more and more books are being reprinted and changing. So I kind of want to focus on collecting certain books and different series I know I loved as a child for one day in the far future, probably far future, when I have kids of my own, you know, kind of thing. So that's what this next stack is. So this first one was actually a mistake. I did the wrong one. Five Little Monkeys, Reading in Bed. I got it mixed up. I thought I had read this one as a child, but based on the trademark of 2011, I did not, so I'll just be donating this one to the library or something. I liked the jumping on the bed. I didn't like, I never read this one, and this one is kind of weird because it's got like one of the monkeys sitting on the toilet reading and then talking about reading horror books, so yeah. We're going to just donate that to the library. The next one I found out from a Facebook group that was really sweet. It's called The Gardener by Sarah Stewart. And it is set during the Great Depression, and it's told through letters of this young girl who's going to go live with her not grandfather, I'm sorry, her uncle in the big city and help him at his bakery. But it was just like the illustrations are really neat. It's a very sweet little story. It's told through letters of her to her uncle or her to her mom and dad and grandma back in the countryside. And she's all about gardening because that's what she would do with her grandma. And it's really precious. It's just the illustrations are so sweet. I was really glad I took a chance on this one. And I love the illustrations. They're just so cute. So yeah, I actually didn't know of this book as a child, I don't think, but I really liked it. And you know, as I've gotten older, I've gotten way more into gardening, so I just thought this was a really sweet book to have. The next little children's book was Where's Spot, which I loved Spot as a child, and like this is a little like interactive little book, and it's just so cute. So cute. Like it's so weird to have a book where the flaps haven't been used. But again, $3, how was I supposed to pass that up? Okay, now the next ones that were like $2 each, I got a bunch of the little I Can Read books because a lot of these I remember. The two I don't remember but definitely wanted to have was Happy Valentine's Day, Charlie Brown, and Make a Trade, Charlie Brown. This one actually has stickers, so cool. But it's Snoopy, it's Peanuts. Yes, I didn't know they had a line for this, so now I'm slowly going to collect those because Snoopy. The other ones, okay, let's see. Amelia Bedelia for Mare and Amelia Bedelia, just the normal book. I loved her when I was younger, so I thought I would grab these. She was a mess. I think she might stress me out now as an adult, but I really liked her then. I vaguely remember the High Rise Private Eyes series, and this one was The Case of the Desperate Duck. And I don't know, just the illustrations are just so cute. Just that style, I don't know. I vaguely remember this series. Berenstain Bears, I loved as a child. We had so many of those books, and I feel terrible that we didn't keep those. But I'm the baby of my family, so once the baby grows up kind of thing, it was that kind of mindset. So I'm disappointed we didn't keep those, but that's mainly my fault. But this one, I didn't realize they were a part of the I Can Read series as well. But this is just a baseball one, and I like baseball, so I got that one. Now most of these, I remember all of these quite vividly, and it's Biscuit. I love Biscuit so much. So we have Biscuit and Friends Visit the Community Garden. I don't remember this one. I think this one released way when I was much older, but it's just so cute. I love the Biscuit line. And then Biscuit and the Little Pup, I remember that one. Biscuit and the Big Parade, I'm pretty sure I remember that one. Biscuit Feeds the Pets. Just Biscuit, look how cute Biscuit is. Oh. Like, Spot and Biscuit, those were my pups growing up. Like, I loved them, but Biscuit is just so cute. So cute. And then Biscuit Plays Ball. Biscuit Finds a Friend, and it's a little ducky. Oh, my heart. I loved this one. This book might have been why I love ducks so much. Like, I love ducklings. And then Biscuit and the Baby. When did this one come out? Because I feel like this was like one of my last ones. 2005. Yeah, so I would have been 6. So yeah, that's probably, I vaguely remember this one, and this was like the most recent of Biscuit's books of the series then. And then Biscuit's Day at the Farm, and then at a used bookstore, I picked this one up. The other ones I got from Book Outlet for like $2, like $1.71 each when they were on sale. How was I supposed to say no to these classics? And again, I needed free shipping, so it worked out. But then also this one I got at a used bookstore, and it's just cute. Biscuit is so cute. I couldn't resist. And then also on the childhood favorites, I've been slowly trying to collect some of the Cam Jansen series. Like, this was my favorite series when I was young. This is the School Play Mystery series, and I've slowly collected the other ones. I actually, though, let's see, I remember these editions with like the little like picture frame layout. So I'd love to get these editions, but Book Outlet rarely has these editions. So I'm also just collecting these because some of these were newer as well. I'm not collecting the ones that have to do with like all the school. There was one school one I liked. What was the school one I liked? Was it the Chocolate Fudge? It was maybe the Chocolate Fudge Mystery or the First Days of School Mystery. I did like those, but like it's a very high chance I'll homeschool my kids one day, so I don't really want that many public school books personally. So I'm being a little picky with those, but I loved Cam Jansen when I was younger. So I'm being a little picky on those, but they're really cute. That I sincerely think Cam Jansen is what made me love mysteries growing up to how I am now, because Cam is in camera. Her memory is like, click, she remembers everything. It's just adorable. It sends so much like nostalgic vibes to me. So another Cam Jansen I got was Cam Jansen and the Wedding Cake. I only vaguely remember this one. Did I read this one? 2010, yeah. So this one, I think I checked out a few of Cam Jansen's ones purely for like nostalgia a bit after that. So I know I have read this one once, but I didn't read it when I was that age range. But they were cute. I remember enjoying them. I know some of them had to do with the whole evolution, like millions of years old, which as a Christian, I don't personally believe the earth is millions of years old. Oh, hang on, Days. The beagle is back. But like I was saying, I do like a bunch of them. I'm just not going to collect all of them. I did 2 other books, and I don't feel like these are I feel like these are like abridged or something editions, and that's Pippi Longstockings and then Pippi Goes on Board. I loved Pippi as a child, but this is way shorter than I remember. Maybe the one I had was a 2-in-1. I don't know. But I thought these editions, these covers were really cute. The one problem I'm having... Do you see the problem? Do you see the problem? Like, oh my goodness. I was not happy to see that. The author's name, title, author's name. Like, it's switched, so it's not... It's not perfect, but it was I remember it being a cute series. I'd be curious of what I would think of now. So let's see, that's all of those books. Oh, I'm supposed to be sticking these behind me, aren't I? Let me see, hang on. It's kind of hard to do though when they're little books like this. Is it kind of weird to put little kiddo books down there? Oh well, that's fine. The next ones, okay, so here's the deal, y'all. I know about the Green Gables series. Obviously, I have heard about them forever. I never finished the first book because things were happening and I couldn't stand Anne being treated wrongly, so I did not finish it. However, I have finally found an edition of Green Gables that makes me want to read it, and that is the Tundra Classics edition. I have these, that's number 2. That is the Tundra Classics editions. These are beautiful, so I did a thing and I bought all 8 books in this edition, and they were from multiple book outlet orders. So we have Anne of Green Gables and then Anne of Avalon, and I just love how pretty these editions are. And then Anne of the Island, book 3, book 4, Anne of Windy Poplars, and then Anne's House of Dreams, Anne of Ingleside, Rainbow Valley, and then Rilla of Ingleside, I don't know. Will I like these books? I have no idea. If I don't like them, I can sell the entire collection together, because this is a Canadian version, I believe, and they are really hard to find here in the US. And what's really neat though is when you put them together, I can't hold them all together, but the spines create a picture like of a viewpoint, and I assume that's supposed to be Avalon or maybe this Ingleside. I don't know. I haven't read this series, so I did take a chance on it, but they were like $4 each, and if I don't like them, I can resell them. That's kind of my mindset there, so we'll see. I hope I like them because these editions are beautiful. I'd be curious which one is your favorite by this author though. Like if you've read the whole 8 books, which one did you like the most? I feel like most people like the first book the most. And then a lot of other people like, is it The Blue Castle or Emily of New Moon or The Story Girl? Those are the ones I feel like I hear the most about. But I don't know. So yeah, I got these. We'll see what I think. Are you going to steal my spot? So some other middle grade books I got, some are Christian, some are not. So 2 of the Christian ones I picked up as well was Ashton's Dancing Dreams and Amber's Song. I've already read and reviewed this little trilogy, but they were so cute. They are by the Pitt sisters, so Cameron, Caitlin, and Olivia, and they're just precious. I really liked them. They're part of the Faith Girl line. I wanted to add them to my own collection. Now I just have to be on the hunt for the first book. Then this series has been requested to be reviewed for so many times. My jury is personally out on it, but I know it's very loved, and that is the Wingfeather Saga. So Book Outlet had book 3 and 4. So what is that? The Monster in the Hollows and The Warden and the Wolf King, which I have to be honest, I'm really confused about these editions because these illustrated covers make them feel middle grade-ish, but I've heard they're YA because of content, so I don't know. We'll see my opinion on them. I don't know. I'm not sure about them. Let me know if you like the series. I'm getting better into fantasy books, so I think I have a higher chance of liking them. But I'm not gonna lie, this 4th book is really thick. How many pages is this? It's 500 pages. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see. I make no promises on when this series is going to be reviewed. Another Christian middle grade book I picked up was 100 Extraordinary Stories of Prayer for Courageous Girls. And I really liked the stories, 100 Extraordinary Stories for Courageous Girls. I thought that was such a beautifully done book, and I was so excited to see this one was finally on there. And I'm really looking forward to reviewing this one. It's neat. It's got all these different women that are well known for their faiths and their different prayers they use. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Another little book I picked up was the Bible Promise Book, 500 Scriptures for Courageous Girls. Again, part of that same line. I really liked that first one they released, so I wanted to just go ahead and start reading and reviewing the rest of the series. It's by Barbed Wire, and it's just been really neat. Also, I picked up collection 1 of The Cul-de-sac Kids by Beverly Lewis. I believe I've reviewed the 3rd book, the Christmas one, but I have been requested to review them, so I thought I would try to start reading it. It's basically about these different families that all have kids and live in a cul-de-sac, and they're best friends and they do things together. So I thought that'd be cute to check out. I've only read the 3rd book, like I said, so get to read this one now too. Okay, for secular middle grade, these few books, this is YA, The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. I've heard a lot about this series. It's a duology. I've heard a lot about it. I hope I like it. I've heard it's clean though, so I don't know which definition of clean, but I've heard people really like it, and it has me intrigued. I don't really recall too much about it, but I think it does have that fantasy aspect, so we'll see. We'll see what I think. Okay, then they had the entire trilogy in paperback, so I just went ahead and grabbed them. If I don't like them, I can resell them. That's very much my opinion on buying books. So we'll see. And that's the Aggie Morton series. I think there's 4 or 5 books now in this series, but they had the first 3. So that's The Body Under the Piano, Peril at Owl Park, and Dead Man in the Garden. And it's apparently supposed to be inspired by Agatha Christie when she was young. And I have to admit, I've only read one Agatha Christie book, and and then there were none, and I wasn't a big fan of it because it just felt so sad. And like, I wasn't a fan of the, wait, no, let me think. And then there were none I DNF'd. But I watched the old movie of the Orient Train, or the Orient Express, was that the name of that one? I wasn't a fan of the ending of that, but that was a movie, so maybe it's different. But I feel like it's probably the same ending, maybe. But so I'm curious what I'll think about these. I'm still unsure how I feel about murder being in a middle grade book. That feels a little wrong in my opinion, but I've heard this is more for like upper middle grade readers, so we'll see. We'll see my thoughts on it. And then the last book, I think for this category-ish, this is secular middle grade, is The Keepers of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. I've heard so much about this series. I've had so many people ask me to read it so I can have my opinion on the annoying guy. Apparently there's a really annoying guy in it, so I'm like, that's a little annoying. But I'm curious how it will go. I don't know. I've heard good things about the series. It is that fantasy aspect. She finds out she's a telepath, and I don't know. It's a very popular series. I thought I would give it a try, at least the first book. I don't know when, but I'll try it at some point. Oh wait, I have another YA book. Okay, so I needed free shipping. This is the moral of all of these books, basically. I needed free shipping, and they had 1,000 Heartbeats hardcover by Kira Cass, and it was like $5. So I was like, okay, fine. I know it's considered clean. I know there is some kissing though. So we'll see. It's apparently an enemies to lovers or something like that. I've heard that it's overall clean. We'll see what my opinion on that is, but it's a really pretty cover. It's really thick. So this is just going to be one of those books I randomly binge. Just randomly one day. We'll see. So 3 manga wise, I picked up, I was so excited. I actually placed, this is why I placed one of the orders, was for volume 1 of, I'm holding up, of Orange, which is the complete collection, volume 1. Once they get the other ones in, I will be doing another order, and you'll be getting more of the I needed free shipping book buying, because to be honest, most of those were because I needed free shipping. And I definitely surpassed getting free shipping, but I did like 4 orders. The beagle is currently on the book. She is asleep on one of the books. You goofy beagle. But so I picked up this one because I had recently read this one and reread this one and enjoyed it way more the second time. So I think I want to collect the series, but they had it for cheaper than I've found elsewhere. So I went ahead and got that. I'm running out of space already. I'm going to have to just push everybody back. Eek, that's precarious. But then I also started reading The Dragon Knight's Beloved, which is another manga. And I was a little suspicious about this one, but I read volumes 1 and 2 and liked it. So this is volumes 2 and 3 they had on Book Outlet. So I thought I would go ahead and try it out. The rest of the series, we'll see. If I don't like them, I resell them. That's just how it's gonna go. And it's interesting though. The main girl has become kind of an assistant to the Dragon Knight. And now it was nice to see he wasn't part dragon. I was afraid he was going to be part dragon because I feel like that's a thing in manga books and even manhwas. I've seen that as well. So, on that. But so far it hasn't been bad. I don't think it's complete though. So, it's going to depend on how many books there are, how the plotline goes, what I think of it, to if I'll end up collecting the rest of the series. But I went ahead and just got these 2, just in case, you know, maybe I do really like the series. It's my first manga that I own that's not contemporary high schoolers. So that's something. I like the contemporary high schoolers manga theme, I guess. Okay, a random, I guess this is adult, but holy cow, that's small font. Wow. Is it just me or does that look really small? That feels really small, but it's A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting by Sophie Irwin. And I heard Amanda over at Book Lover Amanda talk about the series and that it was quite clean. So we'll see. It just sounded fun. It sounded like it was sassy and witty and just a fun kind of read. So I thought I would try it out. It has to do with the matchmaking and all that kind of thing, and I love that. And it's an regency book, so I thought I would try it. I will admit the bar is on the floor. It is so low with this book just because it's a secular book. It's a secular book, but I thought I would try it out. Again, I needed free shipping. How many times have I said that in this video? Too many. Okay, the rest I think is all Christian fiction, but let me just talk about this little oddball book, and that is Herbs for Common Ailments. Ailments. Is that right? My brain is glitching. Ailments. That sounds weird. I am slowly building my collection of like more natural, like making like teas that help with this and help with that and that kind of like holistic healing kind of thing. I'm slowly building a collection of books about that. So I went ahead and just picked up Herbs for Common Ailments, I think is how you pronounce that. I struggle with that word so hard. By Rosemary Gladstar, and I've heard her books are really, really good. And this is just like a short little reference book that I thought would be really fun to try. She has a few other ones, but I love the idea of having a tea garden where it has all kinds of different herbs and flowers that you can use for tea that help with like period pain or headaches or that kind of thing. I love that idea so much, and I definitely plan to do it. So I'm slowly building a collection of books that talk about that. So this is one of my first ones. Okay, the next one, let me just do this little Christian nonfiction, and then all the rest is Christian fiction. And that is Victim of Grace by Robin Jones Gunn, When God's Goodness Prevails. I've heard good things about it. You're not a victim of circumstances, you are a victim of grace. And I've liked her other nonfiction books she's done, like, let's see, Spoken For, I liked. Her more recent one that she did with Trisha Goyer was Before You Meet Your Future Husband. I liked that one. So I've read a few of them and liked it. And this one is just purely by her. So I thought I would try it out. I'm not a big nonfiction person, but I always love reading the faith content she puts in her actual books. So I thought I would try this one out too. So this one I really didn't need to get, but I bought it anyway. And that's The Summer of Cotton Candy by Debbie Vigue. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce this author's last name. I own this whole series, but in the first book I have in the original edition. The rest of the series I have in this edition. So I kind of just wanted to get it in this edition and finish it off kind of thing. Because my first edition is very like beat up and worn because I bought it used from somewhere. And so I kind of just wanted to get the official edition. So now I have the entire, technically it's 5 books. The author indie published the 5th book, but I have the entire 4 in the official editions, the second editions, but I wanted to do that. This is a fun series though. If you like Melody Carlson or like Jenny B. Jones-esque things, you might like this series as well. It's about a main girl named Candace, and she works at a amusement park, and it's just so much fun. There's a lot of humorous situations. It definitely has a little bit more of like the, if you want, it's Christian fiction, but it's very light faith content, and it has more of like that, maybe that bridge between if you've only read secular fiction books and you want to get into Christian fiction, especially in the YA contemporary genre, this would probably be a really good series for that. I know I recently reread this series just couple maybe years ago, but I honestly kind of want to reread at least this first book during the summer, because it's like the summer of cotton candy, the fall of candy corn, the winter of candy canes, the spring of candy apples, and then the 5th book the author did herself was the summer of rice candy, I think. And I was really excited to finally get my hands on that copy a few book hauls ago, actually. I'm pretty sure I talked about it in a prior book haul. But this was just a really fun series. It's very YA, lots of humor. I might have to reread this one, you know? Maybe. So my next stack, some of these are from book outlets, some are not. I have to be honest, some of these were chance books, but that's fine. Let's see, only 2 of these were actually from book outlets. So let me do these 2. And that is Nothing Short of Wondrous and A View Most Glorious, but, okay, those are really cute titles, by Regina Scott. I read the first book in the series when it released, I think, and I didn't love it. But I thought I would give the rest of the series a try. Yes, my library owns them, but here I am buying them. I have more motivation to read them when I own them. Unfortunately, I'm that kind of person, so we'll see what I think about these. But if I remember right, the first book, it was fine. It wasn't excellent, but it was entertaining enough. And I also really like that these spines are just one color, which if I do like them and I keep them on my bookshelf, I know exactly where they're going. So there is a positive in that regard. So we'll see. I don't really know too much. It's funny how different the thickness is. That's probably a good 50 or so page difference. Oh, at least 50. Let's see. 360, 315. Yep. 60 pages, 50 pages. So we'll see what I think about them. They're just kind of fun. They'll probably just be quick, easy reads with not much content to note, and I like having a few of those on hand at all time. I think this stack is my last stack of books, and these are all historical Christian fiction. Some of these I kind of am taking a chance on, and I don't know if I'll actually like them, but I'm a part of a couple different Christian fiction book selling groups on Facebook, and a lady listed these at $1.50 each. I can take a chance for $1.50 a piece, so I'm taking a chance on some of these. So we have Christiane Hunter's 2 books, and that's Winning the Gentleman. I can't read today. Winning the Gentleman and Vying for the Viscount. Typically her books have more romance content than I prefer, But I do like a good Regency book, and the back covers sound interesting. We'll see how I feel on the romance content, but again, $1.50 each. Okay, this series, I'm really actually excited about this series because I have heard nobody talk about this series. And this is a trilogy. It's a Gilded Promises trilogy, and it's 1, 2, and 3. I don't think these are in the right order, but it's A Touch of Scarlet, Once an Heiress. I love Heiress, Bud was word for me. And then Journey's End. I think this is book 1, this is 3, and maybe the other one is 2 maybe. And they're all by Renee Ryan. I haven't heard anybody talk about this series, and I'm super intrigued because the Gilded time period is my favorite time period to read about. And this is actually also published by Waterfall Press, which is a very small publisher, who also did Melanie Dickerson's The Spy of Regency London trilogy, and I loved that trilogy. So I'm really curious to hear about these. I think I only had like 2 Goodreads friends that had read the first book, and they didn't give me any reviews, I don't think. So I'm completely going into this series blind, but it's my time period of historical fiction I like. I have higher hopes, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm very curious to read these. I will probably read at least one of these here within the next month or 2 because I'm so curious. I love this time period. And then also I picked up 3 of the books from the heroines of World War II. Now, I'm not a big World War II fan, but I've got plenty of books that are set in World War II now on my TBR for when I am in the mood for that. So we have the Cryptographer's Dilemma by Johnny Alexander, Saving Mrs. Roosevelt by Candace Sue Patterson. I'm a little leery on this one because I just read a book by this author and didn't like it. So I've heard good things about it though, so I'm hoping I like it. And then also Mrs. Witherspoon Goes to War. Again, I'm not really a big World War II person. That's not my favorite time period to read about. But I thought I would get these. I've heard good things. Again, $1.50 each. And then the other, let's see, I also picked up from that same seller was the Indebted Earl. I can't talk anymore. I'm so tongue-tied today. Y'all, this is my 4th video I filmed today. I've been trying to get ahead so I can edit these easy. I'm so tired and I feel like it shows. But the Indebted Earl by Erica Vitch, I've read The Debutante's Code by her, and y'all have been seeing me rave about that book because I just enjoyed it so much. I want to read her other books. And this is technically book 3 in a series, but $1.50. And then the last book I have for this book haul, I think I've kind of had these all over my room. I was going to film a book haul, and then I wasn't going to film a book haul, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to film a book haul, and here I am filming a book haul. So I've been trying to like gather everybody back around where I had them. And I think this is the last one, and that's The Innkeeper's Daughter by Michelle Grippe. I'm not sure how to pronounce the author's last name. Her books have been a hit or miss. I've read 4 of them, and I really like 2 of them. I did not like 2 of them. So I'm curious where this book will put on the leaning, like which side of the fence is it going to go on. And just like, it has an undercover element apparently, and I think it might be a good read. I hope I like it. The back cover makes it sound interesting, so we'll see. Okay, y'all, I don't even know how many books that is. I don't really want to count to find out. And because it would be a wrong number anyway, because I've got all those little I Can Read books. I went down memory lane and ordered those. So, oops. But what a stack of books. Because I needed more books to have on my physical TBR. My poor physical TBR is exploding at the seams, but that just means I need to read more of books that are on that shelf. Fun times. So as always, because I haven't read but a couple of these books, I don't know the content in them, so please don't take this as a Lindsey stamp of approval, Books for Christian Girls stamp of approval. I haven't read them yet, and I probably will take my time reading them because I have so many other books to read. But I would love to know if any of these have caught your eye. Do you want to read them? Would you like to see reviews of which ones? Eventually, they all will be reviewed. That is the ideal situation. It just might take a while. So I would love to know if you're interested in these, because then I can prioritize those books faster and getting reviews out to y'all. But for the time being, this is my book haul. I am very tired. I should try to like reorganize them and lift them up, but y'all, I am so tired. They're fine, right? I know I'm not doing my typical just Christian fiction or like that kind of thing like I typically do. Typically all my prior book hauls have been like 80% Christian fiction, and this is definitely not that. It's a lot more childhood nostalgia kind of stories, and then some Christian fiction, and then just other books that I've heard a lot of people talk about that I could get for cheap. So I decided to chance it and we'll see what I think, kind of thing. But I would love to know if you've read any of these. What did you think? Did you like them? Do you think I'll like them? I'd love to know, and I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short little book haul, and I will see y'all next time. Yeah, I'll see y'all next time. I don't know what I'm posting next, but it will be some fun video, I hope. So I'll see y'all then. Thank you so much for watching. I am Lindsay from the blog booksforchristiangirls.blogspot.com, where there is a new review every Monday and Friday. I try to post a new video on this channel every other Friday, and then I'm on Instagram and TikTok and Goodreads and all that kind of fun stuff, and I'd love to see y'all over there as well. So thank you again, and I hope you have an absolutely lovely rest of your day. Bye!